So here we are for part 3 of reviewing OneAngryGamer's Traitors of America list. So I've actually noticed that some of you have actually not been subscribing to my YouTube channel upon viewing the past installments of these videos, so just make sure to hit the subscribe button twice, because I'm pretty sure when you hit it just once, Big Tech actually unsubscribes you automatically. So make sure to hit that button twice. It will just say subscribe, but that's alright. Just make sure to hit it twice. Okay. Here we have, we're starting with C's, we might go through D's, we'll see how far we get. Here we have Call of Duty. He clearly states here they're war propaganda, so this is actually sensitive media, but I think we can handle it. We're like adults here. While we look forward to playing with new seasons of Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Call of Duty Mobile, now is not the time. We are moving the launches of Warzone Season 4 and Call of Duty Mobile Season 7 to later dates. Right now is the time for those to speak up for equality, justice, and change to be seen and heard. We stand alongside you. Wow. Okay, I'm actually crying right now. So that's actually so sad. I'm like a big Call of Duty Warzone player. I love in Call of Duty, you know how like when you shoot people, I do that all the time. So that's actually kind of sad for me. I'm a big gamer. Here we have Calvin Klein. They're a fashion designer. Calvin Klein is a longtime supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. We are proud to partner with Outright International's COVID-19 Emergency Release Fund, One Pulse Org, and P Flag International. So this is actually weird. I don't know how I feel about this one, because this is actually different. Before, we've been clearly saying that a traitor is someone who supports the protests, says anything positive about black people, and that's totally understandable, but this is actually a statement about gay people. And so, like, yeah, I mean, I could probably agree with this, like, gay people are bad or whatever, but, like, this is actually a big departure from what we've actually seen in the past on this list. So I think this is pretty inconsistent. I don't think this makes him a traitor for this list. Maybe he can have a separate list, but I don't think it belongs here. Next up, we have Campbell's Soup. A message from our CEO to employees. Our CEO, Mark Klaus, shared the following message with employees on Monday in response to multiple incidences of violence and racism against black Americans. He also addressed the issue of an appearance on CNBC yesterday, which you can also watch here. I will not be doing a video this week, as I wanted to take time to reflect on what will be witnessed over the last several weeks. During the period of the pandemic and related economic crisis, I have seen countless examples of the best of humanity. However, the last few weeks have also been a dramatic reminder of what remains ongoing unaddressed reality of racism in our country. Recently, we have seen staggering series of incidences of violence and racism involving African Americans. The killing of Ahmaud Arbery while jogging in Georgia, the tragic death of Breonna Taylor, Christian Cooper, who was subjected to racist incidents in Central Park while a bird was watching, the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, and ensuing events that have erupted across the United States. My heart goes out to them, their families, and the countless others who have been subject to similar acts of racism and injustice. It is sickening to me to watch people get targeted and persecuted again and again by the color of their skin. Like many of you, I'm also horrified and outraged by all of these recent events. As I engage in conversation with many of you and other friends and family members, it is clear to me that the outrage is simply not enough. So what do we do? As a fellow human being, a white male, and someone in a position of privilege, power, and influence. This is not true. This is a lie. Privilege is a lie. He doesn't even know this. What a dumbass. Haha. What I know is that our fellow black colleagues need action, and not just my empathy. I can and will do more. I believe the first thing I can do is to demonstrate compassion. While I do not have shared experiences with black Americans, and others who have been subjected to repeated discrimination, I do know what it feels like to witness injustice to someone else, and to decide whether to stand up or to be complicit. I can ensure we create a space, understanding, and resources to let our employees who are impacted by these situations process and reflect these tragic events in their own ways. Some will be personally affected, and others, as they may be angry, frightened, struggling, and explain to their children these things are happening. To those employees, please know that I see you and I hear you. I cannot begin to imagine the sense of anger, fear, or exhaustion you are feeling, but please know that you have my support and commitment to act. Any employee who needs assistance can leverage our Employee Assistance Act program called Redacted by calling Redacted. What's redacted? That's not even a phone number. What a silly statement. He forgot to put a phone number in here. That's so stupid. Lol. We will be supplementing support to ensure we can meet specific needs in our families at the moment. The next action we can take is to better understand the problems we are trying to solve and to face head-on realities of what is happening around us. We must do this if we wish to have any hope in understanding and addressing these problems, including making sure we continue to work and avoid and eliminate conscious or unconscious bias within Campbell. As some of you may know, the company has been working with the Khalil Jamison Group, who has been coaching and impacting organizations on diversity for decades. They have been helping educate us as we construct specific plans to make real change, and we will accelerate these plans starting with me and the leadership team, and we will aggressively dig into issues with racism and bias. We will face these insights head on, and even if they will be difficult to hear, and even if they identify opportunities we can make specific changes or progress here at Campbell, the work has become the basis for a board education and development plan for our entire organization, and will be embedded directly into our leader development plans for specific individual objectives that will be measured in our OKRs for fiscal 21. We also want to make it clear that we have a zero tolerance policy for any form of bias or racism at Campbell. From the hallways of our facilities to the marketing of our products, conscious or unconscious, we must speak, identify, stop, and remedy anything that can see or experience that we see or experience that is inappropriate, big or small. I ask you all in these moments to, when issues that are experienced are raised, whenever a form of feedback comes, listen to it. That moment is not time to coach people who are giving thoughtful feedback that is passionate, frustrated, or emotional. It is too important a time to get defensive. Rather, it is the time to listen to concern and open and understand and address it. Identifying and solve these issues cannot burden shoulders by Black colleagues or other people of color, our employee resource groups, or the inclusion and diversity team at Campbell. It is all of our jobs. Let's work together to learn more about the bias and racism, why that happens, what to do to stop it. It's not easy and it's a complex issue, but I assure you I will hold myself and our leaders accountable for its own effort. I recognize many of you may see or hear the same kind of plan and actions in the past, and I know many of you are frustrated with the lack of pace of change over the years. This is not going to be the same, and we can and will do better. I also want to make a moment to address the violence we've seen in some cities across the U.S. and affirm, as we have been saying since the beginning of the COVID-19 crisis, our first mission is to take care of each other. We are in a communication team of members and leaders in cities to ensure that we are taking every precaution and supporting all of our employees and their families. In closing, I thought I could share a story of hope, especially because it comes from our hometown of Camden, where police march arm in arm with protesters this weekend. I believe that if Camden can go from where it was a few years ago to become a beacon of hope, it is this weekend. I then imagine what we can do. Please don't wait. Start today. Seek and understand and join the conversation. We may not change the entire world, but we certainly can set a better example for the world to be in. I look forward to being together on Thursday at the Employee Forum, where we will discuss our third quarter results and have a time for further discussion. Okay, so this is actually an alright statement by them. Actually, no. Sorry, what am I saying? This is a terrible statement. So they actually don't even say all lives matter here. They're not, like, signaling anything. They're saying they have a zero tolerance policy against racism and bias. Like, I think they should have, like, a decent bit of tolerance for that, at least. Like, maybe, like, a 3 tolerance policy, something like that. So this is a pretty insane statement. Next up, we have Capcom USA. As we've seen again, this is a USA division. They're probably forced into saying it. We'll see how it goes. Capcom, with respect to current events, Capcom will refrain from game-related posts on our social media for the time being. We will also be postponing Capcom Pro Tour Online, which was scheduled to begin this weekend. We at Capcom support Black communities and everyone who is standing against racism and fighting for equality for all. We understand that there are bigger, more important voices that deserve to be heard right now, and that spotlight belongs to them. So, you know, people are definitely upset in the comments here. We definitely see it. Not you too. This is another game publisher. All lives matter. Very good points. Capcom is basically saying, please don't attack our office. Black lives matter. Only when the life is lost can be exploited for political gain. They don't care about black lives. This is all very true. Very good points. This is actually a scheduled tweet, though. So, like, when you look at it, everything together, it's pretty clear they were actually, like, they were forced to do this by Black Lives Matter. scheduled with Hootsuite. This was not something that was impassioned. This is something they felt they had to do. So, we could go either way on this one. I think Capcom's still fine. Next up, we have Capitol Records. Black Lives Matter. The show must be paused. In solidarity with our black colleagues, artists, and loved ones across the country who are reeling from the sensitivities and senseless of taking another innocent black life, Capitol Music Group will not be conducting any business on Tuesday, June 2nd, in observance of Blackout Tuesday. To further advance the efforts of social media and racial injustice in our country, we are making a donation to Color of Change, a progressive non-profit civil rights advocacy organization who works to end the practices that unfairly hold black people and champion solutions that move us all forward. We are committed to doing more, and we will be announcing further plans of action in the days and weeks ahead. And then they link to colorforchange.org and gofundme.com/George Floyd. So, people in the comments are actually much more wrong here. People are saying much love, thank you, good job, guys. This is actually because they aren't a gaming company, and gaming companies are way cooler. Like, their fans are a lot cooler. The silent majority is actually a lot more vocal when it comes to gaming companies. So that's actually pretty good. Capitol Records. This was actually added since I set up these links, so this is a new one. Oh no, we just got to it. Oh wait, this is the one we just read, sorry. Next up, we have Cartoon Network. Injustice anywhere is a threat to violence everywhere. Martin Luther King Jr. We stand with black kids, colleagues, talents, storytellers, and fans, all affected by senseless violence. Your voices matter. Your message matters. Not much to say there. Pretty generic statement. They didn't use an image to do it, so we could. It's fine. However, we kind of get the same effect since we're using the black theme. Actually, that's a good point. I actually do need to change my theme. I just need to change it to the white theme now. So sorry about that. So next up, we have Cash App. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. There's not much to say about this statement. They're just saying Black Lives Matter, and that's like This offer has no and to those who know which are actively